Of course, it's when I decided to put on the video that I have a couple of jams. Last two mags I didn't. Second go. And this is going to be 2 mags at fully semi-automatic with the HITECH Arms Super Selector. That is fucking fetch. Oh, that's nice. That is fucking fetch. Okay, this magazine here will make it 3,000 rounds through this upper system. I think I've got most of the problems figured out. Not solved, but figured out. We'll do this Super Selector. Okay, good morning. Today we're going to talk about the AR9 SD. I just completed 3,000 rounds yesterday, which you should be seeing some footage. I'm going to put this in afterwards. But anyway, after 1,500 rounds, I came to the conclusion that if you're just doing this casually, don't buy this setup because you need a specific. I gave a couple of reasons. After 3,000 rounds of figuring a couple things out, I'm still there. Don't buy this unless you're really willing to put in a little bit of work. As far as the ammo, figuring out the Winchester White Box 124 NATO spec, great. Also, what works, where is it? I just had a bunch of it. When I was doing my ammo testing, I bought, I don't know how many different types of ammo, but there's some Swiss stuff. I should have pulled this over there before I started the video. Boy. Anyway, there's this Swiss stuff. What's it called? Black Round, whatever. This stuff also functions fine. So this was like my number 2 as far as stocking up on. And the reason that I bought this box now instead of the Winchester White Box is because when I went to go, buy another large order of the Winchester White Box, they were out of stock. But they did have the Swiss stuff. The Swiss stuff, the reason this wasn't the standard is because, number 1, it comes from overseas. So it may not be the most reliable to get, but also it was 2 cents more expensive per round. And when you're buying 15, this is a box of 1,500 rounds. You know, if you could save a little bit, that's great. But, where was I? Yeah, so I've completed 3,000 rounds with the Winchester stuff. I have one more case of the Winchester, 1,000 rounds. So this will take me to 4,000 rounds. And then this can is 1,500. I bought 4 of these cans, so that's 6,000 rounds. All this ammo is slated. It's gonna go through this barrel, through this suppressor. I'm gonna do 10,000 rounds on this, just because. All right, so you figure out the ammo you need, and then go from there. We'll start on the lower. This is the PS Arms H&R Commando, whatever, is for my Gal 5-ish. Oh, by the way, if you have one of these SB tactical braces, the plastic broke, or like the little rubber piece just broke off. Whatever. So I have this lower receiver. I've been putting this on. I do have the HITECH Super Selector in here. I don't know if you can see the lever there. Put it in the background. Anyway, yeah, you can see the lever. So this had previously broken. I sent an email to HITECH saying, hey, the lever's broken. The guy emailed me back. He said, send me a picture of the broken lever. I broke both of these levers. And I had two HITECH Super Selectors. I'd broken both the same day. It was weird. Anyway, and then he sent me replacements. So I put the lever in here. The lower is fine. The HITECH works just fine. When you come to an empty magazine and it locks back, you cannot put it, if you try to go to like if I have it on fully semi-auto and I try and move it back to regular semi-auto, it won't go when the bolt is locked back. So there's a little bit of quirks with the HITECH. When you put the upper on, have the lever all the way forward because it sits in this cutout here on the bolt carrier. So if the lever is like straight up or is any part back, then this shelf is going to press down on it and it's going to break the lever. So don't do that. So make sure this is all the way forward. I fired 500 rounds yesterday. It's pretty dirty, but let me see. Can you see that? It's a radio delay blowback. It's going to be dirty. Not a big deal. Anyway, the bolt carrier. So this is the CMMG radio delayed blowback, and these are known to have issues with ejection after a while. It suggested you replace the ejector and the extractor spring after every 1,000 rounds. I didn't know that when I bought this. About 1,500 rounds, started having issues with it. There's a spider over there. Hello, spider. Anyway, so yeah, at 2,500 rounds, well, anyway, I was doing some research on how to mitigate this, and there's a YouTube channel, this guy called Bloke on the Range, and he has 9mm with a CMMG radio delay blowback. And he did some experimenting, and he bought the David Tubb CS spring extractor and ejector, and it's got a much stronger ejector spring, much more stout. So as I recall, for him, this worked, at least for a while. The videos I did were 5 years old. It'd be nice to see a longer term testing of it, but that's kind of what I'm doing with all the ammo here. So anyway, I replaced it with this spring, and I was still having, here's the old one. You can see it's kinked a little bit. Anyway, I was still having issues with extraction. You'll see on the video. And it's not every magazine, like with the HITECH, I can dump a magazine and it'll run perfectly fine. And then the next magazine, I'll have 2 jams in that one magazine. I also shoot with the brass coat on to collect my brass. Ooh, maybe they're bouncing back in. Anyway, maybe the next 500 rounds I'll do without the brass coat and see if that helps. Actually, you know, that might be it. God, I'm dumb. Anyway, so that's a bolt carrier, and you can see after 500 rounds, she's dirty. Not a big deal. Upper receiver is just fine. I got the Endpoint Pro on there. This thing is very accurate, very, very accurate. On to the HITECH Arms suppressor. No issues since the last time. I was having issues with the end cap here unthreading from the tube and the muzzle cap unthreading from the tube, and then the whole thing unthreading from the upper. So I had planned on doing some milling work and nylon inserts and all that crap. I'm done. Just put some freaking Loctite. So that's what I did. I put Loctite around all the threads on the end cap and all the threads on the base cap here. Don't do that. Do not put Loctite all the way around. Put one dab of Loctite, because I can thread this off a little bit, but it's kind of stuck on there because I very stupidly Loctite it all the way around. Where I shoot at, it's an hour away, and I hate driving out there and then stuff doesn't work. So I was like, Loctite, Loctite. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Put a little dab, and if it comes off, then the next time you take this thing apart to clean it, put 2 dabs. Anyway, so that's what's going on with this guy. I don't think, so yeah, I'm at 3,000 rounds. This will take it to 4, and then I have 4 boxes of this, and that will take me to 10. We'll just continue the journey of figuring this thing out. And I like it a lot. I really do like it a lot. When I get to 10,000, that'll be my hard recommend or no recommend. But for right now, if you're a casual shooter, don't recommend. If you're willing to put in a little bit of work, okay. Yeah, that's it.